What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Matt Burrill, here to tell you guys about my friends from Big Friendly Productions. Now, they specialize in creating merchandise for bands, artists, and even lifestyle brands. With their in-house equipment, they can provide shirts, branded hats, and more, as well as some graphic design services. They offer order fulfillment to handle your online orders and ship your merch straight to your fans from their shop down in good old Birmingham, Alabama, baby. Now, whether you are getting your first shirt, you're just starting out, or you're going on a 40-show run, hit them up for all your merchandising needs. Check out their website, bigfriendlyproductions.com, or shoot them an email, merchandising@bigfriendlyproductions.com. Now, we're going to get into the episode. This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill. Also, make sure you guys like, rate, subscribe, tell your mama and them. And for more details and to get in touch with the rest of the familia, visit raisrowdy.com. Now, let's get into it. Outside the Round with me, Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
Come on.
This is Outside the Round with Matt Burrill, a Raise Rowdy podcast.
What's going on, everybody? We have got a very special guest today, a brand new episode with our first time having a comedian on. We told you guys when we rebranded to Outside the Round that we were going to be mixing things up a little bit. And we've got right here, with his live album, Twice Removed, we've got our boy Evan Berke in the house, the pride of Atlanta, Georgia, living here in Nashville.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Dude, thanks for being here and doing this, brother.
Totally.
Big fan of the comedy scene here in town and trying to learn more about it because we work a lot in music, obviously.
Totally.
And do events like that, but I've really enjoyed watching your bits. My favorite one from Twice Removed was you talking about Loves and Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Because as a guy who's traveled around in a van and done that corridor a lot of hitting Loves, hitting Buc-ee's, you described it perfectly.
Thank you.
You really did.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you spend so much time like on the road, and there's something about when you're in those environments, just like slowing down, like looking at everything, like just being like, what's funny about this? Like even that bit in particular, I almost like challenged myself. Like I really like Jim Gaffigan, and I love how that guy can like talk about a peach for like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
And just, you're like, I didn't realize there was that much to talk about a peach, you know? So with that, I was like, I remember we were just on the road so much, and I'm like, I'm just going to write a joke about Love's travel stops, and I'm going to try and talk about it to the best, like how long can I go talking about this one topic? You know? But
yeah, dude, you hit it on the head because I've been in Loves at 3 a.m.
Totally.
I've been in Loves at 3 p.m, but I've also been in Buc-ee's on a Sunday in the South after church lets out.
Dude.
You hit the Buc-ee's in Calhoun, Georgia,
right
after church lets out. It is chaos.
It's the new Cracker Barrel.
It is.
It's
really
the new Cracker
is.
Barrel.
Texas is just going all over the world.
Totally.
And they're building them on every so you live here in Nashville?
I do.
So they're building on like all the entry and exit points to Nashville. They're building a Buc-ee's. Like there's one east of town. They're building one west of town. They're building one in Clarksville.
There's an ulterior motive behind Buc-ee's.
I
Like
think
anyone
so.
that thinks Buc-ee's is just here to make your road trip more convenient, you know, a better experience, I think you're wrong. I think that Buc-ee's is planning a full-on takeover of the country.
Bro, and they've gotten into the Southeast and they're starting to expand. Like my thing is that there's no truck stops really up north. Like could you imagine could you imagine like folks from New York going into a Buc-ee's and being like, what the fuck is this?
I know. Like we have to pump our own gas.
Jersey, we have to pump our own gas.
I
What do you
know.
mean I got to make a left turn out of here? Where's the jug handle?
Yeah. But no, I mean, Love's is like, it truly is like, I don't know. I feel like it's the perfect representation of like what the epitome of like a travel stop.
Yeah.
Like epitome of like all of these different people you're going to find in the South.
Yeah.
Again, it's like a Waffle House kind of thing where like you could be a millionaire, you could have $2 to your name.
Yeah.
But at Love's, at Waffle House, we're all the same.
Yeah, and it's the highest of its level because it is better than Pilot. It's better than Flying J. Just like Waffle House, in my opinion, is light years ahead of a Denny's. If I want to walk out covered in syrup, I'm going to go to a Denny's.
Well, you know what you're going to get. They have uniformity across all locations. And when you're traveling, when you're road tripping, I mean, that's why like chains do so well in America, right? Because like if you're traveling and, you know, your average person, I don't want to speculate, but your average person, if you've got Judy's Diner on the left a little hole in the wall, or, you know, an Applebee's on the right, I feel like your average person is like, well, I know Applebee's, so I'm going to go to Applebee's.
Yeah.
Right? And that's where Love's corners the market.
Yes.
It's all the same no matter where you go.
Really does. So how long have you been here in Nashville?
So I've been here about 3 years. I got here September of 2020.
Right out of COVID, baby.
Right out of COVID. COVID was still kind of going on. But yeah, I got here. I was living in Los Angeles prior to COVID. And then COVID hit. Within about a week or two, I kind of realized that this was not just going to be 2 to 4 weeks. I was like, I'm going to get out of California. I'm going to get out of LA. I packed up my car, and I want to say that it was like March 27th, 2020. I drove from Los Angeles back to Atlanta.
Wow.
In 3 days, I did 3 like 11-hour just sprints back.
As the world is shutting down.
As the world is shutting down. Like, no joke, the highway is completely empty. I'm going like 110 miles an hour because no one's on the highway.
It's a fucking movie.
What cop is going to pull me over? I might have COVID, you know? And no, I stopped in Albuquerque, was my first stop. Then I stopped in Little Rock.
Oh.
And then I was able to make it back to Atlanta. But dude, staying at a hotel in Albuquerque, like right as the world is shutting down, like literally I got into the hotel and the remote to the TV was like in a bag. Like everything was covered. Like
hotel breakfast sucked during COVID.
The hotel in Little Rock was sketch to say the least.
Yes.
I'm like the only person at this hotel. I'm like the only person traveling. So I ended up being in Atlanta from about April 2020 until about September of 2020. And then I moved here. And my whole plan initially was from LA to move to Nashville, even before COVID. So that was already kind of the plan that I had in motion. It took a little bit longer, just, you know, waited for the country to reopen. And, but yeah, so I've been here 3 years and I love it.
Yeah. Was it some culture shock coming from LA to seeing Nashville be open as much as it was? Because we started doing events in like June of 2020. Right. We were kind of in that renegades of doing the live events, like touring and stuff. It was,
I mean, it was kind of crazy. I mean, I'd say coming from LA, because I was only in LA for like a week of COVID. So everything shut down. And I want to say that the whole country was on the same page during that time. But then again, being from Atlanta, born and raised, my whole family's there, all my friends, I wasn't surprised when the South reacted the way that they did, like at all. Just by opening up earlier, basically being like, whatever risks are associated with this, I'm fine taking those risks kind of thing. So I wasn't necessarily surprised. But I spent just about all of COVID in the South because I got straight to Atlanta, and Atlanta took a little bit longer to open. But yeah, I mean, I will say like Zany's here in Nashville. I mean, and even during COVID, so many comedians moved here from all over the country, whether they're still here or whether they just moved here for like a year or two. This was a place where you could keep doing comedy. You could keep getting on stage. You could continue to make a living and earn a living. Yeah. I mean, I don't think people realize once you decide I'm going to be a professional comic, and what I mean by that is all of my income is going to come from comedy. I mean, I don't think people realize what 2 to 3 weekends of no shows does to your bank account. Yeah, to your livelihood.
I saw it with touring. It's the same thing with music.
Totally.
You're making your money as part of the road crew selling merchandise for a band. And then, okay, this next month is out. Then the month after that. And then you have to just reset and pivot.
And totally. And so, I mean, even I got some opportunities around like September of 2020 to start doing shows with, one of my buddies, Dusty Slay, Nashville comic.
Love Dusty.
Yeah, he's the best. I've known him a long time. And so, right around September of 2020, as clubs were beginning to open back up at, 50% capacity, what have you, Dusty was taking gigs and he was asking me to go. And I was like, I mean, I'm not going to say no right now. It's still an opportunity to do comedy. It's still an opportunity to help this small business stay afloat because their whole livelihood revolves on putting on shows and having people there buying drinks and food. It supports the small business. It supports my friend's, Dusty's small business of him being a comedian. I'm like, whatever I can do so that people don't fold. I mean, at that point in time, as much as I was like, yeah, I still want to be doing comedy, my motivations to get on stage were more about like, what can I do to support this industry and these like small businesses within it that like I really care about.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so being down here definitely there was still an opportunity to get on stage where like that just didn't exist in other parts of the country.
Yeah, dude, in the independent venues, like there are, Live Nation doesn't own everything. Like there's something to be said for the independently owned venues.
Absolutely.
Zany's, I think, is correct.
Zany's is owned. They are like family owned.
Yeah.
Third Coast here is owned by individuals. So, yeah, I mean, people here were doing what they had to do to, again, keep their businesses alive, keep people entertained, while still being as smart and safe as possible.
Yeah.
But you can't. It's hard just to say, yeah, I'm going to let my business go under right now.
Absolutely.
So it was nice being here during that time, just because there was still opportunities to do something.
Yeah. Now, growing up down in Atlanta, did you get to experience all the different college towns that are down there in Georgia? Because Georgia, to me, has one of the best college scenes of any state. Maybe I'm biased because I work in country music, but there's something to be said for a Friday night in Statesboro, Georgia.
Statesboro, then you got Milledgeville.
Tifton. You go to AVAC with all the folks in the trades, man.
Totally. Then you got you got Athens, which is like next level.
Yeah, even Kennesaw.
Kennesaw, yeah. I mean, I'm from Marietta, which is right next to Kennesaw. Yeah, I mean, I went to Athens a lot. My cousins went to UGA. A lot of my friends went to UGA, so I would go there. And I mean, that is one of the world-class college towns.
80 bars,
Athens,
80 bars in a square mile.
Athens, Georgia is amazing. I almost went to Statesboro, Georgia Southern, right? Yeah, almost ended up going to Georgia Southern. It's just so hot there.
Bro.
Oh my gosh.
And those kids are freaking wild, man.
It is hot. It is wild. There is not much going on there, which is a breed for just getting into trouble.
Yeah, dude. It is the STD capital of the South.
Yeah.
It is. That's something they tell you when you go down there touring for the first time. They're like, be careful down there, especially. I mean, and that was the first show I did after the pandemic.
You're like, I know folks with battle scars. So.
Oh, dude, yeah. I mean, I'm from up near Jersey, where you have Rutgers University, and they call it Rutgers Red in New Brunswick. Like, so
totally.
Because you spent time in New York too, right?
So I lived in New York for 5 years. So I went to College of Charleston in South Carolina.
Oh, nice, yeah.
And then right after college, I moved to New York. And I was there for 5 years, from about 2013 until 2018.
Cool. Did you like it up there?
I did. I mean, New York was great, especially like moving there like fresh out of college. I'm glad that I moved there when I did. I mean, if I'm being honest, if I had to do it all over again, maybe I would have moved to Nashville right after college, because this seems like a great place to be, like right after college and as you're figuring out kind of what you want to do, where you want to be. But in hindsight, I'm very grateful to like 22, 23-year-old Evan that was like, no, just go ahead, go throw yourself into New York, see if you can swim, see what happens.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, the cool thing about New York was, I moved there having done comedy in college for 4 years. And, I got a degree in college that I also wanted to continue to put to good use, but I got to New York and I just really felt like anything is possible. Whatever I want to do with stand-up, I'm going to go do it. That'll be fun. I have a degree in media communications. Let me go try and get a job, Just meeting people. Like, there's a certain insanity that New York brings that also opens up wild opportunities that, like, might have never even been presented. So I like New York. I always lived in Brooklyn.
That's where my brother lives. Brooklyn is the spot I would say to be. I grew up in the suburbs just outside, and I'd go with the school. I'd go in for like field trips and like Yankees games and concerts and shit like that. But Brooklyn is like the spot. All my friends that still live in the city, it's like Brooklyn or Astoria. That's it. Those are the two spots.
So when we first moved to New York, we found a place in Bushwick, off the L train, Wilson Ave stop, Knickerbocker and Cooper. And my girlfriend, who was already living in New York at the time, went and saw the apartment for us and was like, yeah, it's a good apartment. It's fine. Get here. Just, live somewhere for a year. So we're in Bushwick, and this apartment looks like newly renovated, but it's in a very, very old building.
Gentrification.
And we moved in September, and that was the year or the winter of like the polar vortex. If you remember the polar vortex.
I remember that.
And our apartment, we had those floorboard heaters, right? So the winter hit, and it got so cold. Our heaters just like were not working. We had 2 separate like 7-day stints where our pipes completely froze. Our floorboard heaters were not working. No joke. One of the nights when our pipes were frozen, it was snowing like crazy outside. We were like, we can't use the bathroom like in our apartment. So we had like a Family Dollar and like a laundromat across the street that we would use during the day. But this was at night. This was the middle of the night. So like the pipes are frozen, and at this point we have decided we cannot use our bathroom for any reason. Like we have to find another way. So I wake up in the middle of the night and I got to pee. So I'm like, I guess I'm just going to go outside and go out back. And I'm out back, I pull my pants down, I'm starting to pee, and I slipped.
Oh, no, dude.
And fell right on my back and just peed on myself. And then I couldn't take a shower in my own apartment. Like I had to just wear this for like the next 12 to 18 hours until I went.
Warms up a little bit.
Then to put, the cherry on top, even though our heaters weren't heating up the apartment, they were still on and they were working overtime. So we got our electric bill.
Oh, yeah.
$1,500 for 1 month. I call my landlord. I'm like, what? I'm like, it is 38 degrees in our apartment. Can't use the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yet we just got charged $1,500 for heat.
That we're not getting at all. Yeah.
And, out of the goodness of my landlord's heart, he paid half of that.
All right. That helps. $750.
$750 for no heat.
Whereas you could have been paying that at the time for an apartment here in Nashville. Flat.
So we ended up moving out of that apartment after 1 year.
Yeah.
And then we ended up moving to Prospect Park, Lefferts Gardens.
Yeah.
Love that neighborhood. That was an amazing neighborhood. That was my first living situation.
Outside of college.
And in New York.
Yeah.
And
Did you run into any subway creatures?
oh my gosh.
You had to have 5 years. You saw some shit.
Yeah. Oh man. I'm trying to think if there's like one in particular that stands out, but especially with where I was living. And honestly, I feel like I was a subway creature. When I was living there, like I was, moved to New York. I'm 23. I don't have to drive. I don't have a car. I'm a drink.
Yeah.
Because I'm just taking the subway home. And there were many nights where I would just, go out with people and not cut myself off because I'm like, I gotta train home. And then I would just pass out on the train. I'd wake up. I'm like at the end of the line.
Yep.
I'm like all the way out at Coney Island. I'm
you don't want to go there. Yeah.
But yeah, man, the subway creatures. Yeah.
There's something. What was your favorite? Did you ever go to any of the parades in New York? Because we do a lot of parades, especially back then.
Yeah.
Ton of parades. Like St. Patty's Day is an event. Even Pride is an event.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican Day Parade is a.
I'm all about that mermaid parade at Coney Island.
Dude, the mermaid parade.
I loved the mermaid
spectacle.
parade. Yeah, the mermaid parade, and I loved Coney Island.
Yeah.
Like to me, Coney Island. If I was going to move back to New York, I'd be like, let's go live on Coney Island. You got the boardwalk. There's a beautiful concert venue there now. There's a minor league baseball stadium and team. I'm like, this is everything that I want in a
the
place.
amusement park on the boardwalk, the Cyclones.
I remember one night we had some friends visiting from out of town. Actually, my friend Kian, who's in the band Brave Baby, out of Charleston. He's their lead singer. He was visiting with his now wife, Victoria. And I was like, let's go to Coney Island. Let's have a great time. And we showed up to Coney Island like 8:30, and the whole place was closed. The amusement park was closed. All the things were closed. So we just like walked around a desolate Coney Island, and it was one of the greatest nights that I've ever had in New York.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, being locked out of Coney Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for you being of the Jewish faith. So I grew up in a town called New City, New York, in Rockland County, New York. And I worked for like the town's like parks department and stuff. And I remember one year, and we've done it many a times, but one year specifically when I was working there, when I was in college, right out of high school, we hosted, I forget how you say it, it's either the Maccabi or the Maccabee games.
The Maccabi games. Oh my gosh.
My hometown has hosted that multiple times.
Really?
Like and where I'm from, it's like
I did the Maccabi games,
bro.
I competed.
Yeah, dude.
What year is it? Did you host? Because like when the Maccabi games come to town, they ask you to host.
Yeah, our parks were hosting stuff.
And they also ask you to host athletes.
Yeah, I didn't host any athletes.
To stay with you for.
We had more temples than churches in the town I grew up in. Like bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah season. It's like a season. You collect the yarmulkes.
And I grew up in the opposite. Like I grew up Jewish, surrounded by like.
In the Bible Belt.
By the Bible Belt. But I did the Maccabi games. My brother did the Maccabi games. My dad coached. So I did baseball.
Okay.
Wasn't any good. Made the team because my dad was the coach.
Yeah.
But we ended up winning silver.
Wow.
At the Maccabi games. And we went to, our Maccabi games were in, I believe it was San Antonio or Dallas, where I competed. And, gosh, every year, though, for the baseball, it was like Boca Raton was where they're like feeding these kids like, steroids.
Lots of pastrami.
You're just looking at these kids, and I'm like, we're the 12 to 13 age group. I'm like, this kid has a beard.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening? Every year it was like Boca had just these studs.
Yeah.
So we lost to Boca in the championship. But yeah, I did the Maccabi games. They're super fun.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool way to compete and the little Jewish Olympics.
Yeah, honestly, the JCC goes a long way.
It's
man.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, because I grew up and it's just like a lot of folks down here don't get that culture. Like we had an area called Muncie, New York. Largest population of Hasidic and ultra Orthodox outside of Brooklyn in Israel.
Yeah.
Like I grew up around it.
Yeah. What was that like for you?
It was, so my family had a business where I would deliver. We had a franchise of a water company called Culligan Water. So we would go into homes and like deliver for like water softeners, the cooler bottles, things like that. So I'd go in the houses and it was just a different culture. You have all the kids everywhere. You have the shaved heads with the wigs, the mannequin heads with the different color wigs, and the husband picks out. You see the buses go by, and there's the cloth in the middle where the women are on the one side, the men. It's just such a different thing, dude.
Dude, like I've never, like you probably know more than I've never been in a home with like Hasidic Jews before.
Yeah, dude, I've been to the mikvahs. You know what the mikvahs are?
No.
It's their bathhouses. They all bathe together. We had a water softener for that. I've seen some shit.
Wow.
Bro.
Did you bathe with the Jews?
No, I did not bathe with the Jews.
That's what this clip's going to be called.
Yeah,
bathing with the Jews.
Bathing with the Jews. I look inside of a Rockland County mikvah. But I also got spoiled.
Because if you do, you got to clean the drains, bro. A lot of hair in there.
Dude,
I'm joking.
Dude, I mean, but I got spoiled. Like, I'm not Jewish or Italian, but like my family, I always say, is the most Jewish and Italian family.
What are you?
Because I'm Protestant, like Episcopalian, and like for religious wise, and then like just like English, German, Scottish, like a mixture of just a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah.
But like I grew up around like in New York, you have the mecca of just awesome Jewish and Italian foods, man. Like bagels, bro.
Yeah.
I was spoiled with bagels and lox and bacon, egg, and cheese and all the good shit. And going to Cat's Deli and buying the $30 pastrami sandwich. Yes,
yeah.
That's bigger than your head, but you have to get it.
Totally.
Because it's a staple, you know?
Yeah.
So growing up there, but coming down here was the best decision I ever made. I love being down in Nashville.
So what made you come down here? What was your deciding
So
factor?
I was a radio DJ in New Jersey, and I worked in the country music scene. And I had some friends that were like local artists and made their move down here in 2018. And they'd been telling me, "Hey, you got to get down here. Hey, you got to get down here." So I came down to visit, and by the end of it, I worked on Broadway. I was a security guard.
Awesome.
On Broadway here in Nashville.
Awesome.
Which was, I learned a lot of
Yeah.
shit real fucking quick,
Yeah.
bro. You talk about some shit. Working the door at Whiskey Bro.
And just the humanity down here, when you see people thinking there's no consequences to their actions, which again, Broadway
Scoop
attracts.
Nashville tells you there are consequences for your actions when you come here.
Totally. Yeah. So country music was something that brought you down here. I'm
Yes.
also huge country music,
Yeah.
which is weird. Growing up Jewish in the South, like we're a country music family.
But you're in Atlanta. You have literally every kind of music. Atlanta
Totally.
is such a big music town. From like you talk about. I mean, you guys had the hip hop scene and still do in a lot of sense. Like from where it started in New York and was in L.A. Like Outkast, what the South has. The South
Totally.
got something to say. I
Totally.
mean, you got to grow up in that era.
I mean,
of
people
scene.
love country music in Atlanta, but it's not like there's not the culture that's kind of built around it.
Yeah.
Like there is here. I mean, my first concert was a country concert.
Who was
when I was
it?
It was Brooks and Dunn and Big and Rich.
Bro.
They were co-headlining. I was in like 6th grade. You know, Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy had just come out.
Yeah.
I was super into the song Red Dirt Road.
Yes.
And Ain't Nothing About You.
Yes.
Like
yeah. Ronnie
those-
Dunn just sings, and it's
Dude,
just
his
like the
voice,
the
man.
voice of God just talking.
His voice was one of the first voices I heard being like, this dude has the greatest voice I've ever heard.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I told my mom, I'm like, dude, we got to go to this concert, you know? So we went to, it was at Hi-Fi Buys,
Yep.
Lakewood Amphitheater in
Yeah.
Atlanta. Dude, and that was my first concert. And I didn't even know what to expect. Like, I didn't know what a concert was. I almost thought you went to a concert and just listened to the songs really loud with the band also there. Like, I didn't realize that they put on a whole show.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know what to expect. So that was like the first concert I ever went to. And my brother, huge country music fan. My brother is Kenny Chesney, No Shoes Radio. Like
Yep.
he is No Shoes Nation. He's got the flags, dude. When he comes to town, my brother's got the tailgate set up.
Dude,
he's got a pirate flag flying.
Yeah, bro. They
dude.
set up for Kenny Chesney tailgates. They used to set up in Jersey. They would set up like 2-3 days before, like people would get there.
Totally.
It's like the Dead's coming through.
Since I was in 6th grade, I think every summer with my brother, we've gone to see Kenny Chesney.
Really?
I've been to more Kenny Chesney concerts than most people have been to concerts.
That's insane.
It's like our ritual. It's like our yearly thing.
Yeah, and for an East Tennessee guy to do, and then he's like, I want to be a pirate, and then he just comes out. We got Beach Chesney,
Right.
and he takes you to the Floribama, and it's just awesome.
Totally. But country music, I mean, it's been amazing because, so much of how my brother and I mean, we connect and we relate to each other a lot, but through music and just like shared artists. Right now, we love Eric Church. We're
Yep.
about to go see him 2 nights in Atlanta.
Hell yeah.
Which we're super pumped on. And
Yeah, dude, I just saw him up in Cincinnati, and it was awesome because we travel a lot. We go to a lot of music festivals with Raised Rowdy.
Yeah.
That's like how it got started. Was my business partner 13 years ago started going to festivals, and it's just like a festival crew, and now
Totally.
it's evolved into what it is now. But we go to a lot of concerts. One year, I think I did 100 and something concerts.
Wow.
Up in Jersey, New York, traveling out to Pennsylvania, going up towards Maine, going all around, because to be in the country scene in New York wasn't what it is down here, where you can go and see a rising artist at the Blue Room in Statesboro or at the Gath in Athens or
dude,
something like that.
when I was a freshman in college, Eric Church came and did the Music Farm in Charleston, South Carolina. 800-person venue, standing room only. All he had was a big Jack Daniels banner
Yep.
behind him, and it was just rock.
Yeah,
and who knew that this guy would go on to be like one of the biggest acts in all of the genre?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you find it hard to be in the country music scene, like in the Northeast? Like, I want to say when I was in New York, I think they said there was only maybe one country music station in like New York City.
Yeah, and it came in 2013.
And it came in, while I was there.
Because 2013 is the year I graduated high school. So I was right
Did it
around
coincide with when they did like the CMA or the CMT awards in New York or something?
They did a big award show there, and then they had a festival there. They tried to do a country festival at Randall's Island where they do Governor's Ball, and it just didn't do well. The Hicks way out in Long Island are only going to come.
No.
Only going to.
I mean, my brother came to visit me in Brooklyn when Eric Church was there, and we went and saw Eric Church at the Barclays Center, and it was a fine show. But there's something about seeing a country concert in a area, whether it's the Southeast or like the Midwest, or just a place that's like very enthusiastic about the whole culture of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. Because I went to a lot of shows at MSG for country shows. I haven't been to a Billy Joel. I never got to a Billy Joel show.
I just saw him here.
You saw Billy Joel here?
Yeah. Him and Stevie Nicks did the co-headlining
that
thing.
had to be sick.
Because my girlfriend is from Oyster Bay, Long Island,
Yeah.
where Billy
nice.
Joel is from.
Yep.
And I've met him a couple times in Long Island because he has a motorcycle museum.
Yeah.
He has a motorcycle collection, and he basically found a way to display it like tax-free by like opening a museum.
Oh, okay. Jay Leno style.
And so there's been a couple of times where we've just been walking around downtown Oyster Bay where my girlfriend lives, and we'll walk into his garage just to like look at the motorcycles, and he's just been in the back just like smoking a cigar. And if you go up and talk to him, he'll like just talk to you about motorcycles. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds
But
cool.
yeah, so we saw him down here because
Yeah.
the MSG thing is just like, it's hard to do.
Yeah, I've seen Aldine at MSG. I saw FGL at MSG. And then I got to see Garth at Yankee Stadium, which was pretty fucking sick. Garth at Yankee Stadium as a Yankees fan. So you're a big baseball guy, right?
Huge baseball fan.
Big Braves fan.
Go Braves.
Congrats
all
on
the way.
having just the success that you guys have had after the years of the Georgia choke being a real thing.
Totally.
Between what was going on in Athens, between the Hawks making the playoffs every year and getting shut out by LeBron, to them taking the damn hockey team away from you guys, to the Braves getting so close.
To the Falcons.
Yep, and the Falcons' the biggest choke in NFL history. Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Yeah, no, the Braves are the Braves are so important to my family. Like we love the Braves. We bond over the Braves.
Yeah.
And yeah, ever since like 2018, they've had this like something cooking. And if you've been paying attention to what they're up to, none of this is a surprise.
No.
To the rest of the league, where'd the Braves come from? This is all so crazy. I'm like, you just haven't been paying
they're
attention.
signing all their stars to contracts that they can afford. And as tough as it was to see Freddie go, they brought in a hometown guy, power hitting lefty bat. The moment, because the Yankees were going to try to get Olsen, I was like, this would be great. He's going to hit bombs out of our short porch, our small bandbox that we play in. But he has been Matt Olson, Sean Murphy, all the additions, and then locking in Acuna, locking in Albies, locking Dansby leaving was tough, but locking in Austin Riley.
And then just seeing how much this team enjoys playing with each other.
Yeah.
Right? You look at all of these other teams and it's like, yeah, the Dodgers are a great team. Yeah, the Yankees, they're a great team.
Yeah.
Do you how much, like, when I look at the Braves, I look at like Marcell Ozuna specifically.
Yep.
Right? This guy who, big powerhouse, over the past couple of years, had some off the field issues, kind of struggled on the field. But to watch the way the rest of the team and the young guys support this dude, lift him up when he's doing well. And now he's having like literally people at the beginning of the season were like, get rid of Marcell. Now he's having like an incredible season. And so much of it is because of the way that this team is like, picking each other up.
Yeah. And as a veteran, he's bringing along like Acuna. The year that he's having is
it's history.
Insane. Yeah.
It's history. Anytime you're watching like history unfold in front of you, it's amazing. And just to watch, I grew up going to the Braves, watching them at Turner Field.
Yeah, do you miss Turner?
Not at all. Because you'd go downtown. It's hard to get to. And then there's no fan experience around the stadium. That's what the Braves have now with the Battery, the new stadium in Smyrna.
I love the Battery.
You're able to go, you're able to build like a real fan experience. I went to a game earlier this season on a Monday night and it was sold out. That would never happen at Turner Field. You would never have a Monday night sellout.
You had it at Fulton County back in the day.
Exactly. But so now it's nice just that there is this enthusiasm. And again, when you look at the most successful baseball franchises, so much of it is, yes, the team is good, but they've also built a brand around, like the Yankees. The Yankee hat is one of the biggest brands, and the Dodger hat.
Yep.
Outside of baseball, just the branding. So I'm almost looking at the Braves, and I'm like, well, we have Braves country, right? Yep. New York Yankees, it's New York. The LA Dodgers, it's LA, and obviously you have fans everywhere. But when you think about the Braves, we should be doing that same thing because we represent a whole region of the country.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's beginning to happen for the Braves, where like the brand is being reinvigorated outside of the baseball.
Yeah, and I mean that's my girlfriend, Erin, who you know, another proud Charleston girl and a huge Braves fan. Like I have nothing against the Braves, and that's one thing I like about living in Nashville is like the Titans are an AFC team. I'm a New York Giants fan.
Right.
Rangers are an Eastern Conference team. The Predators are a Western Conference team. So like I can pull for those teams. What do you think of the idea of them bringing the MLB here? I think it'd be cool, but it'd be tough because the Braves are like the team of the South.
Right. So I've been thinking about this because anything that affects the Braves fanship, like I have to think about. So I think I think that Nashville could totally support a Major League Baseball team. I think it's more about 162 games. So can you get close to selling out 80 games in a season? In these MLB stadiums, they're huge. They're not small. So, the Nashville Soccer Club does really well. But so much of that is because there's only a couple of games a week, if that, tops. So there's less going on. So then I'm thinking, I don't think it's a good idea to bring an MLB team to Nashville if you're going to keep the Sounds.
Yeah, you have to
have one or the other.
Yeah.
And so I think if the Sounds go somewhere else, you bring a baseball team and all the baseball attendance is going to the MLB franchise, I think it's going to be very successful.
Yeah.
But I think if you keep the Sounds, you're kind of diluting the potential of the team. But who did I read that they were thinking of? The White Sox.
Which would be fucking wild, dude.
That would be wild.
And it'd be cool because it'd be an American League team. So you would have that opposite thing, and it would give an interleague rival. It'd be weird for the city of Chicago, but it would be. But there's so much of that upper Midwest that comes down here. Like people don't know this, when like the Titans came down, or the Titans came up from Houston and the Predators were created, it coincided with General Motors opening a plant down in Spring Hill. So you had all these people from Michigan coming down. You didn't have a pro team here. You didn't have hockey here. You didn't have football.
Right.
So I think that was part of why they did that in the 90s. I mean, I think it could be cool. I'd love to see some Yankees games here. But if it was an American League team, we'd get games a year.
But I think Nashville's becoming like where Atlanta has been like the capital of the South, and it still kind of is. I think Nashville is kind of taking that title a little bit, just because, I don't know. I just think it's, the quality of life here is, it's a bit smaller. There's a lot of enthusiasm. There's a lot of like concentrated enthusiasm here that doesn't necessarily exist. And then when you think about the way downtown is built and how it can support big conferences, big events that attract a lot of out-of-town traffic. Like Atlanta is not the best place to come for an out-of-town thing. You're going to have to Uber. Are you going to be able to walk to the event? Probably not. Are you going to be able to, you might have to rent a car. Nashville, it's like, just get here, get to your hotel. Everything is super convenient. And when you think about UGA, you brought up UGA, and you think about like Atlanta being a neutral site, especially for things like the SEC championship and stuff like that, like it's not a neutral site anymore. Every SEC championship game is a home game for UGA at this point. Yeah. Even the national championship to some extent, like it just depends. Whereas I think you start moving some of the stuff to Nashville, I think that it's probably a better experience for the fans, and it actually serves as a neutral site.
Yeah, the Music City Bowl is a lot of fun when they do the games here. It's awesome. And I would say Nashville's rivaling it in traffic now, too.
Yeah.
Atlanta traffic, I've gone down 75 a bunch, man. And
the only difference is you're sitting in traffic a little less because you have less distance to go, typically. Yeah. But yeah, the running joke in Atlanta is roughly 1 hour from Atlanta. That's like the running joke.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Whereas here, it's like, how far is this? 15 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes. Everything's 20 minutes from each other.
I can't wait for them to open Broadway back up. It's been such a clusterfuck. Because they blew up the damn bridge.
I know.
They blow it up right in the heart of the summer when you have all the tourists here and all the chaos.
It's crazy.
It's been a mess, man.
Yeah.
So How has the comedy scene been? Like, was it pretty welcoming coming in here and doing the comedy thing in Nashville with Zanies and Third Coast and the influx of guys like Theo moving here,
Totally.
and then guys like Dusty and Nate already being here.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, I would say this town has been super supportive. I would say a lot of comedy scenes are going to be very similar in how comedians interact with each other, where, again, the guys at the top who don't necessarily feel like anyone is competition because they're so good and established and comfortable with who they are, super supportive, want to help people out. Nate is now producing other comedians' specials out of Nashville. He's got the Nate Land podcast, which there's a bunch of local guys on that, and then they bring guests on. And, Dusty runs a monthly show at Zany's, Dusty Slay's Grand Ole Comedy Show, where he brings a lot of locals on, guys that, are finding their footing. And he's like, I think you're funny. Come do a big set in front of my sold-out crowd at one of the best comedy clubs in the country.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then for a guy like me who I tend to come up with wild ideas, like I'm one of those people that's like, how can I do this without relying on other people? Or relying on someone to give me an opportunity, or relying on permission from an entity to move forward in my career or creative goal or pursuits or whatever. And, this album, I pretty much, it was self-produced.
I love the fucking picture on the front, too.
Hey, show that picture. Shout out to Michael Scott Evans, the photographer.
Michael Scott Evans.
Scott Evans, yeah. Michael Scott Evans, and it's funny. My name is Evan Scott Berke.
Hell yeah,
very funny. He did that photo. I want to say he was voted by the Nashville scene as best local photographer, or maybe
sick.
by the readers of the Nashville scene.
Yeah,
and it was his idea. He was like, "I've always wanted to put a comedian in the trunk of a car," and I was like, "Let's try it out." I got an album that I'm going to come out with called Twice Removed. It kind of fits the theme.
Yeah.
So even as just like a creative, as someone that, yes, obviously I'm interacting a lot with the stand-up scene. I teach comedy at Third Coast. I would say the support that I got and have gotten from people outside of the comedy scene has been incredible, amazing, inspirational, in the sense of like, I had this idea to record this album and record this special, and I know that I can't do it alone, right? Because I'm a comedian. That's what I'm good at. So I need to outsource these other things. I need to find a good filmmaker. I need to find a great audio engineer. I need to find a great photographer, a graphic designer. I need to find a venue that's going to support this. The enthusiasm. There was enthusiasm from within the comedy scene, obviously. But the thing that I found most amazing about Nashville was like the enthusiasm that all of these other creatives have had. People who are world-class in audio engineering, people that are world-class in photography.
Yeah.
Again, I paid everybody, but whereas in other cities, when you're trying to do something like this, you ask someone, hey, I want to work with you. They tell you what their rate is. In Nashville, I found people ask me what my budget is.
Yes.
And that game-changing. For like someone who has just like an idea that they know they need to kind of do themselves, to be around insanely talented creatives that were open to hearing my budget and working with that versus being like, my rate is this or not at all. I'd say that's the thing about Nashville that has just like blown me away and exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, it's definitely different from New York in that aspect. I felt that when I came down here, like, especially being in the music world. And it's like, I'm not a songwriter. I'm not an artist. I'm not even a musician or a producer or anything. I'm a personality within the whole grand scheme of things. So like the music scene kind of lives where folks go to Red Door and folks do that. Where's like, where do the comics hang out? Like, where's y'all's watering hole where you guys go to?
So a lot of the comics do go to Red Door.
Okay.
A lot of comics hang out like at Lakeside Lounge in East Nashville.
That makes a lot of sense. I was over there last week, actually. It's a great place to go after or before a show at the Basement East.
Yep. Mickey's.
Yep.
A lot of comics hanging out at Mickey's. And then when you want to talk about like where are comics hanging out to like do comedy pretty regularly, well, Tuesday nights at the East Room, is like it's called the Ultimate Comedy Open Mic. That open mic's been running for maybe over a decade, probably longer. So every Tuesday night at the East Room, you know, anyone can throw their name in the hat. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I'm funny, I'm funnier than all these other people, go to the East Room on Tuesday night, throw your name in the hat. And then on Wednesdays, Bowery Vault, right next to Mickey's, comics are hanging out there. And then on Friday nights, Cafe Coco.
Cafe Coco.
Yeah. So that's where comics are hanging out to do comedy. But when comics are just hanging out, you know, I would say it's like Lakeside, it's Mickey's, and then like places like Bastion, kind of in that area.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of hanging out going on down there.
Yeah, I've noticed the comedy scene just seems to be growing in Nashville. Like Nashville's got it's a destination, and you have the comedy festival that comes through here, and like you have
it's massive, and it attracts the best. I mean, got to talk about the Nashville Comedy Festival, bro. This past year, Nate Bargatze broke the attendance record at Bridgestone.
Yeah, I went. Aaron and I went to that. Yeah, that was awesome.
29,365 people. Which one of Nate's buddies made a comment that Nate's been doing comedy every day for 29 years. 29 years, 365 a day, and that was the number that broke the attendance record, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, as it relates to comedy, and there's going to be comics that probably listen to this and are like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. That's fine. In my experience, you go to New York or LA, you're going to be doing 5-minute sets. Everywhere you go, you're going to get 5 minutes. Unless you're booked on a show, which takes a long time, and it takes credits, and it takes credibility, and you're only going to be doing 5 to 6 minute sets everywhere you go. Like, that's kind of all you're going to get. So you have to develop your material within these like 5 to 6 minute increments, and then you got to keep like starting and stopping. And by the time you get momentum in your set, you're already done. You're getting light. The thing that I found about cities like Nashville and also like Austin is becoming a lot like this.
Very similar to Nashville in a lot of ways.
Even places like Denver, right? Is you come here, and yes, if you're doing the open mics and you're relying on those types of opportunities, you're going to beat 5 to 6 minutes. But there is a lot more opportunities in regions like this to do a 10 to 15 minute set, even before you're ready. But at least you're getting 10 to 15 minutes on stage to stretch, to see like, so that you can have time to build momentum. And then you have a lot of opportunities to go to Indianapolis and do a 15-minute set. Go down to Alabama, do a 15-minute set. Go over. So I think the thing that comics are finding attractive about a city like Nashville, Austin, is you can actually like develop a longer routine, because you are able to get more stage time, and the stage time that you're getting is a bit more extended than just the 5 to 6 minutes that you're getting. And you're getting an audience that, for better or worse, might be more willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. In New York or LA, they're like, 2 seconds, is this guy funny? I've already made up my decision whether or not I'm laughing at the rest. Down here, there's a bit more like, this person's growing, they're developing, let's support this aspiring artist. So there's also a change in the audience's mindset.
That's similar to the music, the music scene as well. When you go to a writer's round like we host over at Live Oak, like when you see guys or girls that are newer to town, and you're like, they're getting there. They have some stuff that's good, but they got to work on this. But it's the support system, and it's having that, and also too with Nashville being a tourist city. It's a destination. Like, I'm sure so many folks flew in for Nate's show at Bridgestone.
Absolutely.
So many folks went to the Kid Rock thing at the Ryman, or went to this event, or went to that event.
I had people fly in for my recording just because I did it in Nashville. Like, friends were like, dude, we're coming to Nashville for your recording. I was like, that's not why I did it here. I did it here because you have like an inherent audience that just like wants to support live performance. But even I experienced people being like, oh, you're recording your special in Nashville? We're coming. I'm like, cool. Make a weekend out of it. Yeah. Where's a city that's like very underrated for comedy? Like, where's a town that you see it on the calendar when you go on the road with Dusty, you're doing your own thing, where you're like, oh fuck yeah, I'm going here? Ooh, that's a great question. That's a really good question.
There's so many random little towns that you wouldn't think, like especially like Midwest or even Northeast, or like states that people doesn't come to mind originally.
Like Indianapolis and Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, Columbus, Ohio is a fun time.
Like Columbus, Ohio has like, and there's this new thing called Don't Tell comedy. Maybe you've heard of it. It's not terribly new, but it's one of the most popular comedy shows all over the country. They have different chapters in every city. And even in Nashville, some of the best shows happening outside of Zanies is Don't Tell Nashville. Like, Don't Tell comedy.
What's with the name of that? Like, what is...
So
what is
Don't
that?
Tell is it's a secret location and a secret lineup.
It's like a house show.
So basically, if you say, if you and Aaron are like, what are we doing this weekend? She's like, I want to go to this Don't Tell comedy show. You'll buy a ticket, but then you won't find out the location until the day of, and then you won't find out the lineup ever. You just go to the show, and it's a secret surprise lineup every time.
It's for people that love comedy and just want to be around. Like, just that's kind of cool. I like that, actually.
And so, but what's cool is Don't Tell is now providing a lot of opportunities for guys like me, so I can hit up a producer of Don't Tell Columbus and be like, hey, I'm coming through. Can I hop on your show? But the cool thing about Don't Tell is because they're so established nationally, they have great marketing. So all of those shows are pretty much sold out in like every city. But Columbus has like apparently like one of the best Don't Tells and just like indie comedy scenes in the country.
Yeah, I've had good times in Columbus. There's a venue up there because you working in country music, especially on the small level, when you're when you're 10 deep in a van,
right,
and you're going to podunk towns, like going to whether it's like a college town like a Statesboro or a Milledgeville, or it's like a Boaz, Alabama, or some random bumfuck town. I like Columbus a lot.
Yeah,
that's cool that you said that.
Yeah, Columbus, yeah, and again, it's also close here. That's why people are choosing Nashville, is because in any direction, there's probably a great city with a good scene or a good opportunity for you to perform. And, you know, there's a lot of comics where that's their goal is like, I want to tour. I want to be on the road. I want to be in a different city each night, you know?
Yeah.
So,
What's kind of your goal with what you're doing, now?
Yeah. Great question. I love performing. I love doing stand-up. I love getting on stage. Like, I love telling jokes. So right now the goal is to have as many people see this special as possible that I created, but also start working and building towards the next one. But I also have a lot of other passions and interests. I like to, I was on TMZ for a few years.
I saw that in there, and I heard you say that. I think that works with my NDA. So that's why I wanted to. I didn't know how much you wanted to talk about all that.
So I worked at TMZ for a few years, where I was a correspondent, and I was also like interviewing celebrities on the street, and then I would go and present my interview on the TV show, and then I was actually a news reporter for them, and I would go on their show and deliver the news. So I do enjoy TV presenting. I enjoy hosting things that have nothing to do with comedy.
Yeah.
So, that's a great question. But I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there, because that's what you do. You speak things into existence.
Dude, fuck it. Go for it.
Ultimately, I want to find a role being a personality in professional wrestling.
Bro.
I love professional wrestling.
Bro.
I love WWE.
Awesome.
And I've always wanted to be the ring announcer. So not Michael Cole or JR, not the guy on doing color commentary. I want to be the guy that's like, coming to the ring, weighing in at 289 pounds from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Like, I want to be that guy.
You want to be PA.
I want to be PA. At the end of the day, I like to be a part of things that bring joy to people, that inspire people, that provide an escapism for people.
Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed just like taking on a role within these different things that allow me to serve the project, but also allows me to do things that I enjoy doing. And with that, it is kind of open-ended. Like, there's a lot that I enjoy doing. So to say like, what is my one specific goal? I don't totally know, but I know that I want to continue to be a part of these entertainment enterprises that like make people happy.
Yeah, wrestling, that's a cool one. See, I grew up watching, I wasn't as big into it as some of my other friends were growing up. Like, I didn't have like a John Cena or a Triple H shirt, or like I know what like D-Generation X and like all that kind of stuff was. when I was working, when I was doing radio, we had an AM station in our building, and we'd go and do like the weirdest events through central New Jersey, which is you see all
Right.
kinds of shit.
Right.
The true armpit
Basically
of
call
America.
it the South.
Yeah. Well, it's like the South. It's like the South, but it's just you just see a lot of weird shit. So there was in Nutley, New Jersey, they would do a benefit, like a professional wrestling thing, and it was all these guys, but then they'd bring out like guys like Tito Santana and like Tommy Dreamer. And I
Right.
watched Tommy Dreamer hit this poor guy that was like a real amateur wannabe wrestler. I saw him hit him with a trash can, and I was like, Jesus Christ,
Right.
what is going on here? And then I've been to like the micro wrestling things because a lot of the venues that we went to with Trey,
Yeah.
there were some times where like we would show up and before our load in, they'd be finishing up like a wrestling event. There's actually one in Statesboro, one of the times we went there, and it was like a micro wrestling
Yeah.
event in Statesboro before the show.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you see some, that's a wild world, dude.
Totally. And yeah, I mean, it's just this. I just love the chaos of it all. I love the
Yeah.
enthusiasm.
The storylines are fun too.
The storylines. I mean, I went to an episode of Monday Night Raw when I want to say I was in 7th grade, and The Rock came back to wrestling on this night. Like he
Oh.
returned. And I have never been in it was March 1st, 2004. Look it up. Monday Night Raw. The Rock returns to defend Mick Foley from Evolution. And I have never been in an arena that just lost their mind. The volume, just the energy, the love and the passion. And I don't know, I think one of the things that draws me to wrestling is that I compare it to comedy a lot. Like, no one's asking us to do this in a way. We want to do it. We bring meaning to it.
Yeah.
You know, like wrestling is this thing that ultimately doesn't make sense, but when you have a whole arena that has suspended their reality and is engaging with you and the one that you're presenting, well, now you've added meaning to it. And it's kind of the same thing with comedy. It's like you're in a room with a microphone, and it could go one of two ways. People could be like, what is this? Or this is comedy, you know? And so, and then just the years and years and years of grinding that no one sees within both, whether it's wrestling or comedy, performing in high school gyms, performing in Statesboro or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like equivalent. And then, you know, after 15, 20 years, hopefully you get the opportunity to be showcased at the highest level.
Yeah.
But within those years, you're battling self-doubt, you're battling people judging you, you're battling all these things. But so there's something I always relate to with it.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I feel like that being in music too.
Yeah.
Like my journey of being a bouncer downtown to I thought I was going to get a part-time radio gig down here to going out on the road and selling t-shirts to going out on the road as a babysitter and being a tour manager like during COVID. Like,
Do you like tour managing?
I enjoyed it, man. I got off the road in January, but like last year we did traded 40 dates with Kid Rock. So I got to see that side of touring, which was quite the experience. But then, I mean, it was fun, man. It was a good job because we did 2021. We did like 120 something shows, like all over the country, mostly in a van.
Yeah.
And we went all over the place. So I mean, but at the time it was fun, and it's cool to be like me and Trey have always been very close, and he's a really good buddy. So to watch his life change and be able to watch the rocket ship kind of go, it's fun. But I mean, you deal with you see some shit out there, bro.
Totally. But then also to be able to like keep it in the family, right? Like I don't know if you feel this way about Trey, but like there's a piece of you that like he probably feels like family, and there's an element of like it's a family business that we've created out here, and like you got to preserve it because these things go away real quick.
Yeah, dude.
You know?
And that's probably how you feel with guys like Dusty.
Totally. Where it's like whatever I can do to, you know, I know how hard he worked and how hard it is to get to where he's at. So there's a piece of me, and with all my friends, I'm like, anything that I can do to help keep this thing going for you, you know, it feels like a family. It feels like family, and that's when the whole thing takes on a new meaning. It's not just comedy anymore. Now it's like, no, it's more than that. Like we go way back, you know, so even if comedy wasn't a thing, we'd still be doing whatever we can to support each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome, man. So what do you got on tap for the rest of this year? Now we're getting to the fall. The year's fucking flying by.
Totally. So rest of the year, I've got a few shows coming up. I'm in Atlanta, September 15th. I'm in Asheville, 1st of October. And yeah, I mean, right now, you know, I put the special out. It's People are watching it. People are enjoying it.
It did well on Apple. It's got some views on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, the album debuted #1 on the iTunes comedy charts
big
when
deal,
it came
man.
out,
Yeah.
which was for an independent, self-produced record.
Yeah.
Like, very proud of that. Yeah, put the special out on YouTube, on my own YouTube channel. That when I put it out, I only had about 100 subscribers to my YouTube channel, and now I'm at like 1,300 subscribers.
Let's go, dude. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So again, so much of this has just been me learning as I go, but also, truly believing that it's the kind of thing where, a lot of comics were like, don't put the special out until you have more of a YouTube subscribers, or don't do this. And I'm like, you know what? I'm putting it out. I'm seeing what happens. So I'm taking that risk. So for the rest of the year, I'm going to be doing as many shows as I can to spread the word about the album. And then, I'm really just going back, as they say, just going back to the lab, man, and just starting from scratch. Just like really, there's a piece of me that I know I'm going to do stories from this album when I perform. But moving forward, it's like, the goal is to write a whole new hour that, is better than this one. That I feel just as good about.
So that's kind of from living life.
Exactly.
Honestly, it comes from living life and having those moments, having those Larry David moments where you're getting ready for that flight to the BET Awards.
Totally.
And I'm just like you, man.
Yeah.
I'm California sober. I quit drinking a little over 7 years ago. But I still am very 420 friendly. And when it comes to getting on a plane, I like to try and get higher than the plane.
Totally. Yeah,
that's where
that's
I'm
it.
at. I'm
That's
right there
it.
with you, bud. So I could relate to that when you were telling that moment. And dude, poor, what was it, Saeed? Poor Saeed.
That guy's a legend.
I mean, he helped you out. He did what he could.
He did what he could.
He did what he could with what he had.
Exactly.
And then he put on the second floor.
Totally. Totally. But so I'm just really focused on, in my, as we've kind of touched on, I like to go places and then start over.
Yeah.
I like to go places, kind of build something up, go back to the bottom and start over.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like I'm kind of, obviously I'm not starting from the bottom and completely from scratch, but I am, a lot of this material is stuff that I've been doing over the years and slowly but surely just making it better and punching it up. So now I'm at a point where I'm like, how to continue to do comedy without relying on any of this material, completely starting over from scratch. And I'm the kind of person that writes on stage a little bit. So I like to have a bullet point topic, like I want to cover this, but then I like to go up on stage and just kind of ramble about it and record myself and then go back and listen to what I said, what worked, what didn't work, and then kind of start the process there. So, I got to get myself back in that headspace of going out and just bombing night after night.
Yeah.
All in the name of developing more new material.
Where's the place where you go? You do that mostly at Bowery or
Bowery Vault on Wednesdays, Cafe Coco on Fridays, Third Coast on Mondays. There's an open mic in this town at least once a week, sometimes two a night.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where and then just continuing to do headlining gigs on the road with some of this material, but then while slipping in some of these newer jokes in between, so that you're kind of masking the fact that it's new.
How I haven't been to one, but how cool is New Material Monday at Zany's? I
Awesome.
feel like it's like there was one night Aaron and I were gonna go, or I was gonna go. I think Aaron had her daughter that night, and my buddies went to it, and both Nate and Dusty performed. Like, you never know who's gonna hop up there.
So I can't speak any more highly of like New Material Monday at Zany's. It is where you're going to see the best locals, the guys that are working really hard, making a name for themselves, like having really good sets at these dive bars, and then it gets back to Zany's and they're like, let's see what this guy's got. So you're seeing people get opportunities that they view as life-changing for themselves, which again is very fun to like watch and be a part of. But then New Material Monday, if there is a nationally touring act that is rolling through Nashville on a Monday night, they are going to be at New Material Monday. And that could be anybody.
Yeah.
Kathleen Madigan's, I think, shown up to New Material Monday. Nate's there pretty regularly. You know, Dusty's there regularly. John Christ might be there every single Monday.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah.
You know, but then, yeah, you get these out of towners who sometimes people are left over from the weekend and they'll stay for Monday. So, and then I want to say, I think it's still true that if you buy a sweatshirt, if you buy a Zany sweatshirt and you wear it there, you get in for free to every New Material Monday.
Wow.
For life.
That's a good merch
So buy
incentive.
the Zanies hoodie and you'll get into New Material Monday for free for life.
Wow. That is some good incentive.
But during COVID and the first 6 months of New Material Monday, might have been the best show in the country.
Really?
Because you just had all of these people living here: Theo Vaughn, Josh Wolf, Dusty Slay, Nate, John Christ, Kathleen Madigan, Angela Johnson.
They had nowhere to
do comedy.
But Zanies.
And so during COVID, it was like it was mind blowing who you'd see there on a Monday night.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's how I felt doing the music stuff during COVID, because all the artists were here, and someone would be having a party in their backyard, sitting around a fire. You never know who was going to show up, or doing events in town. Like you could see somebody at a whiskey jam or at a live oak.
What's been your like biggest holy shit Nashville moment?
Well, for me, like a full circle thing was, so I had my college radio show from 2013 to 2017, and I was able to get guys that are really big now, like get them to come on my little 25-watt college radio show in Central New Jersey. I had Morgan Wallen on there, I had Luke Combs on there, like when they were little like baby acts, you know, like early on. And when I remember first moving to town and going to Revival when it was at Tin Roof, which was an institution. It's not there anymore, but it's still here in town once a month. But I remember going in there, and I moved on the Thursday or the Friday of Halloween weekend, and then that following Tuesday I go to Revival, and Luke Combs, She Got the Best of Me, had just gone #1. And I remember going to that, and it wasn't advertised Luke was going to be there. But then you walk in, and there's this big crowd of people, and then you look up in the booth, and there's this chubby bearded dude with camo on and Crocs, and he's got a spit cup here and a Miller Lite here, and then he got up there and sang like the biggest song in the country at that time for country music, and I was like, holy shit, Nashville's fucking cool.
That's awesome.
And then like another one too. I mean, we used to get Wallen in at Whiskey Row. We used to get but they were always fucked up, and I'd be checking their IDs at the door, artists getting out of the cars and things like that. I did a Whiskey Jam takeover for my birthday in January, and Chad Kroeger from Nickelback was there, that was pretty cool too. That was pretty cool.
That's incredible.
Which we love butt rock. I don't know if you're a big butt rock guy or not.
Yeah. I just went and saw I don't know if this constitutes, but I went and saw the Goo Goo Dolls.
Bro, yeah.
With OAR.
That absolutely constitutes.
I think it constitutes a little bit. Yeah, and I'm all about it.
Yeah, that's like one
that song Name, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I haven't heard this in like 15 years, and I am
we do
right now.
We do it. Yeah. Oh, dude, same. We do it twice a year, and we have it coming up. We're gonna be advertising it soon. We call it Nothing But Rock Night. So it's butt rock. So it's the radio station.
Yes.
102.9 The Buzz. Nothing but rock.
I love that.
And we do full band karaoke. So we get our buddies that play down on Broadway, and we rotate like band guys, and then we have country artists covering Nickelback, Hinder, Creed, Saliva, Limp Bizkit, Three Doors Down,
Lips of an Angel.
Bro, like we do all of that stuff.
I used to have a joke about that song.
Bro, really?
Yeah, it just sounded like Satan was like really in love with somebody.
Yeah.
It's really good to hear your voice saying my name. It sounds so sweet. You're like, wow, is it sweet? You sound mad.
Yeah, sound angry. Yeah.
That's awesome. Big
dude.
butt rock guy.
Yeah, dude. We have. I'll show you. We have an account. It's called Butt Rock Night. And our buddy Brian Frazier, who spends a lot of time at Zany's and stuff too. He's an artist in town. But really, him and his wife Holly love comedy.
Yeah,
and they're always over there at Zany's. And he's one of the guys that runs the account for us. And it's like, it started out with like 100-something followers, and now we're coming up on like 30,000, and its reach is at like millions. And it's just butt rock memes.
Right.
It's just Fred Durst memes. It's Creed memes. It's like, how can we make these people think that Scott Stapp is our god? You know, like that kind of shit. So
he lives here, right?
He does, yeah. He lives here. The Three Doors Down guys live in Murfreesboro. Nickelback has a lot of roots here now. Daughtry just signed. Oh my gosh,
Three Doors Down, Kryptonite, right?
Yep. Daughtry just signed a country deal. Aaron Lewis lives here from Stained.
Yeah.
Like, it's all coming back. Did you see the cruise they're doing? Creed is doing a cruise, the Summer of '99 cruise, and it's like Creed, Three Doors Down, Buck Cherry,
Yes.
Tonic, like
Yes.
all those fucking bands. And then that sold out so quick. They announced the second one for the spring, and it's got Daughtry on it.
Dude, these bands are coming back.
It is.
Like, there's something about like it's like people want.
Yeah, people want butt rock. People
Totally.
want 2000s rock.
Totally.
And you hear like the 2000s.
Because the songs
yeah.
were good. They were good,
Yep.
well-written songs.
Yep, and then you have 2000s pop coming back too, like that. Like Olivia Rodrigo sounds like fucking Paramore.
Totally.
Like it's all coming back, dude. So
Yeah.
it's exciting, man. And I'm super stoked to have you on, man. It's been a fucking blast to have you, and it's great to hear about the comedy scene. Great to get to know you, man. I can't wait to come out and watch you. Watch you at one of your. Let me know what open mic you're going to, because I haven't been to one, and I know Aaron goes to them sometimes. And like, I've been to the comedy shows I've been to, like here in like the Tennessee area. We did like Kid Rock's comedy show last year.
At the Ryman, right?
Yeah, Trey got up and kicked the night off playing Dick Down in Dallas at the Ryman, which was just a spectacle. But like, I went to that.
I think Dusty has a picture in his podcasting studio of that
all
lineup.
that whole lineup. And Trey's
yeah.
just standing there in the corner. He's like, "What the fuck am I doing here?" But and then Nate saw Nate at Bridgestone, and then we went and saw Dusty in Knoxville recently when he did his special.
I was there too.
Yeah. And then we went to the bar after, smoking cigars and chilling. Yeah.
Oh, did I meet you that night?
You might have.
I think I ran into Aaron, but I didn't.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
It was like I was on a flight. You know,
Okay,
we
yeah,
were
all flying.
We were higher
that
than the corn, maybe praying to the Lord.
We were
you know?
all celebrating Dusty that evening.
We were celebrating.
It was his birthday.
It was his birthday.
Yeah.
Big recording at that
Gosh.
theater, and he killed it that night. I'm excited.
I cannot wait to see the final product. It's gonna be one of the best moments in comedy, I think, ever.
Yeah, dude. I'm very excited
great
for
special.
that.
Yeah.
But where can people go to find you? Is it Evan Berke on
Evan
everything?
Berke, EVAN. Last name is BERKE. So evanberke.com is my my website. On Instagram, just my name at Evan Berke. My special, Twice Removed, is on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I plan on releasing a lot more videos now that I know I have subscribers.
Hell yeah,
I have
dude.
a lot. I feel like I have a lot to maintain now. But yeah, that's where you can find me. So please watch the special. If you laugh even once, share it with someone that will also laugh at something, because that's how you can support independent artists, is just by... We've made it so easy with social media. Just the share button. That's all independent artists want.
Share
it's just,
and a follow
please
or
share.
a sub.
Or, yes, that's all we're looking for.
That's it. Well, be sure to check out our boy Evan Berke, Twice Removed. It's fucking hilarious. Me and McElwain were watching it earlier and basically pissing our pants. It was fucking awesome. So y'all be sure to check out our boy Evan Berke, Twice Removed. Follow on his website, all that stuff he was just telling you. Go and do it. Shout out to our friends, Big Friendly Productions, Saxman Studios, our boy Mitch Wallace with The Digital Marketing Agency, and of course, Whale Tail Media. If you guys want to know more about Raise Rowdy, look up raiserowdy.com. Give us a follow on there. Come out to one of our events and mark the calendar for Butt Rock Night. So for my boy Evan right here, for old sweet boy behind the camera, I'm Matt Brill, and this has been Outside the Round.
Come on. I ain't never been the kind for staying in one place for too long. I ain't never been the best at saying I love you to a girl I love. Only got a couple tricks up my sleeve. They usually just make them leave. So if